So here in index.js, this is the only code we have for database initialization. So here in the startup folder, let's add a new file, db.js. Just like the last lecture, here we're going to export a function. So module.export, we set this to a function, and then move all the database initialization code right here. Now I'm going to make a few changes here. First of all, when we connect, I don't want to log this message on the console. I would rather log this as an informational message using Winston. So on the top, let's load Winston, require Winston. And then we replace console.log with Winston.info. Okay. Now also we should remove this catch method, because if we can't connect to MongoDB, we want to log that exception and terminate the process. With the current implementation, we are handling this rejected promise right here, and all we're doing is displaying this message on the console. So we're not logging this, we are not terminating the process. I added this earlier purely for demonstration purposes, but with the new implementation, we don't need this. So let's delete this. And finally, we need to import Mongoose on the top. I'm going to take this out of index.js module. So back in index.js, on the top, I'm going to remove this line for importing Mongoose. And then put it right here. So here's our database module. You can see the code is very clean, very short. We have a single responsibility. We don't have too many things mixed up together. And finally, we need to load this module in index.js. So here, I'm going to call require startup/db. Here we get a function, so we call it. Now let's verify that with our current implementation, if we can't connect to the database during the application startup, that exception will be logged and the process will be terminated. So back in the terminal, I'm going to stop the MongoDB process, and then back to the other terminal window, node index.js. So here's our exception. The process is terminated, as you can see. And if you look at uncaught exceptions.log, you can see the exception is logged here. Beautiful. So that's why I told you we should remove the catch method here and let our global error handler deal with that rejected promise. Here's your next exercise. I want you to go back to index.js and extract all the code for logging errors into a separate module called logging.js. You will see my solution next.